Rogers from ULD Care, and it's my pleasure this morning to be talking to Manoj Menon from Emirates. Manoj is an old friend of ULD Care. I've known him for many, many years. He tells me he's done 20 years in Emirates, of which 14 have been in ULD. And as the manager of EK's ULD operations, he has the responsibility of looking after about 43,000 ULDs. So that's enough to give you a few headaches. So good morning, Manoj. Nice to have you with us.
Good morning, Bob. It's always a pleasure to talk to you. Nice to see you now after so many days.
Yeah, indeed. We're all relying on Zoom. What a new world.
Thanks to technology. Yeah.
So the purpose of this interview is really to take the opportunity to hear from Manoj in his own words, how he uses and what benefits he gets from the ULD Care's IULD UG system. For those who are not aware, the system has been in operation for something in excess of 40 years and has about 50 member airlines using it. So Manoj, if I can lead off with the first question, which would be, how for Emirates does the IULD UG system complement your in-house ULD operations?
IULD UG. This is another acronym for, the airline industry is so infamous for acronyms used. So let me just expand that acronym for the benefit of all. IULDG is the Interline ULD User Group System that is used for managing assets, ULD assets that are transferred between carriers. Within the airlines, we all have our own processes and control of the ULDs that we own and we use on our network. But once it leaves our network, there is very limited visibility or control on those assets. Following up on those equipment, return of those equipment is a difficult task, you can imagine, and recovering the loss of revenue because of units not being, sufficient units not being available in your operations is a nightmare when the unit is with other carriers and they don't return it back to you. So this is where the IULD UG system plays an immense role in helping the airline have a more relaxed control of their assets when it leaves their network, when it leaves their control. So that's where IULD UG complements any ULD manager's responsibility of managing their assets when it leaves the system, if you understand what I'm trying to say there.
Okay, well, I think you've summed it up very nicely. And really what you're telling me is the primary benefit of being a member of the IULD UG community and using the system is that you have continued visibility of your equipment even after it's left your system and is flying for some other airline halfway around the world.
Maybe not 100% visibility of it, but you at least know which airline has it, when is it due back, and how do you follow. It makes the follow-up on the return of these assets very simple, and the seamless process for recovering of the demurrage cost or the cost or loss of business it really helps. It removes a lot of headache when the units are out of your system.
Oh, okay, well, that's certainly my understanding of it, although of course having never worked for an airline, I've never actually been at the sharp end of it. I can only reflect what I hear from our members. Yeah. So how easy do you find it using the system? I guess you have some staff members who enter data and so on. Is this a user-friendly system or not so user-friendly?
It's a relatively easy system. All that the user needs to do is update the transfer transaction into a template. And it's a very simple template where you put the ULD numbers, the date of transfer, the receiving carrier, your transfer receipt number. So it's a relatively very easy system to use. Just one module where you need to put in your details, your ULD transfer details. And the system does the rest of it in generating reports and updating you of the ULDs that are pending return to other carriers, or your ULDs which are pending return from other carriers. So it's a relatively easy system to use. It's not a singing and dancing system, but it's a very simple system to use, and you do not need, a highly qualified system expert to be handling the system. There are no codes or all the syntaxes that you use in systems. It is just you put in your ULD details and the transfer details, and you have the information.
And in terms of the output from the system, in terms of the reports, do those make life easy for your staff and yourselves?
Yes. The report that the system gives is an update of all the units that are pending return to carriers, the units that you have your units out with airlines and they are expected to be returned back with the expected return dates. So if there's anything overdue, the system throws in a report. It tells you what you're due in terms of delayed returns from other carriers. Where have you delayed returns? What is the payment due? It makes it also simple. The system just throws out the reports. You don't have to do any manual calculations of especially the demurrage calculations. It makes it very simple. Like I said earlier, all you need to do is put in the details of your transfer and the system gives you all this information.
Okay, that sounds great. So you've mentioned demurrage a few times. So where does demurrage fit into the concept?
Well, demurrage is basically, it shouldn't be seen as a source of revenue that airlines depend on when units are transferred to carriers. It's only to encourage the airlines to return back the units in time. There is a grace period of 5 days for any unit transferred to a carrier. So a carrier has 5 days to return the unit back to the owner airline without paying a single penny for it. Now, if there has been a delay in return, the system calculates the dues and informs both the parties, and you are well aware of what is due to you or what you have to pay to the other carriers. And like I said earlier, that's done very seamlessly. Now, when I say the grace period of 5 days, this is not a hard and fast rule. The system also enables the airlines to agree upon the grace days. You could increase it, you could decrease it. The system is flexible in that manner. It only facilitates a transfer between two airlines. It is not putting a hard and fast rule that this is what you must follow, you're due to pay this. If you have an agreement with your receiving carrier, you could extend the number of grace days, or you could reduce the number of grace days. So, and the collection of demurrage, there is no invoicing involved directly. It's through the ICH. So the payment happens almost automatically once your transaction is complete, and you send in the transaction reports from the IULDUG system to the clearinghouse.
Right. Yeah, I think that's something that I often have to answer questions on. People sometimes believe that the IULDUG system actually does the financial aspects of it, but that's absolutely not the case.
IULDUG system does not get involved in the financial aspect of it. It only facilitates the demurrage collections between airlines at the ICH. So the IULDUG system report is acceptable at ICHs for an automatic transfer of funds between the two carriers.
Right. And also, you didn't mention it, but there is the capability to put courtesy move units through the system for positioning empties and so on, and with a special code that means there is no demurrage calculation at all. So as you say...
Exactly. Sorry, which is what I was indicating there, that the airlines can agree between themselves. The 5 days is not a hard and fast rule. The airlines can agree between themselves. It could be a courtesy transfer. It could be a transfer. You decide that, no, I'm not going to give you 5 days also. You can charge it from the first day. It's the agreement between the two carriers. So there are different codes in the system that can be used to achieve these. So it's not a very complicated way of even achieving this. There's no requirement for a great deal of discussion between the carriers. You just put the particular code and the system calculates the damages accordingly.
Yeah, super. So, Manoj, what would be your wish list for, we're now on version 2. The original system was set up back in the 1970s, running on the IATA mainframe. These days it runs on a web server, and of course, YordiCare is independent of IATA. What would be your ambitions for version 3?
Like I said, the system does meet the basic requirements of what we need to know when a unit leaves your control. With all the new technologies in place, one of the key features I would like to see in the system would be interface with airline ULD management systems. Today, the user at the airline has to log out of his system or log in into another system to update the transfer details. So he captures it from his in-house system and puts it into the IULD UG system, manually typing them in, or you can even copy paste it, but you still need to copy paste and you need to spend some time and resource on it. If you could have an interface with airline ULD systems, probably that could save a lot of time and even a dedicated resource only to manage the transfer updates into the system. And having said one, the other thing I would like to see is more informative management reports. Today, the reports are quite good in telling us the demurrage payables, the airline where you are due to pay or where you are due to receive money from, or the units that are in loss status, the units that have been transferred without your knowledge, etc., etc. What I would like to see is more of management information reports, which will allow the airline to do some trend analysis, if I may say so. For example, if I can know where am I incurring a lot of delays in return of the units on a particular route. So it will help me, identify the underlying issue there and address it, which will help in quicker return of ULDs or control of other airline equipment that enter into your system. Likewise, it can also identify airlines that are, generally having issues of returning units on time at a particular station. Maybe there is some issue and we could agree on a different station that we could take the units back. So it helps with airlines. So information where you put some kind of MIS reports in the system, where you could, generate based on your requirements. If you can put in the data elements and get what you need.
Oh, well, those are two very interesting inputs, and I'll certainly take note of those, because right now we're probably 2 or 3 months away from seeing our blockchain-based version of IULD in its proof of concept. It will be functional during the next maybe 3 months. And this, we believe, will open up a lot of opportunities to add in and to look at things like machine learning and trend analysis and so on. So those are very, very interesting inputs. So Manoj, thank you very, very much for your overview of the IULD UG system. It's a wonderful system, but it runs in the background. An awful lot of people really don't know what it does and how it does it, which I think is a shame, because it's been going for close to 50 years now, and I think the industry would be much worse off without it. But on that note,
I can't imagine if we did not have the system, how would we manage with a lot of interline transactions that we do today? And with the kind of operation that Emirates has, these number of stations that we cover, the interline units that come in and leave our system, can't imagine having done that in-house in the manual system and calculating demurrages and then sending in invoices or receiving invoices, paying them, tallying them, going through revenue accounts and getting everything sorted out. This is so simple. You put in your transfer details, the reports come in. All you need to do is get revenue accounts to send that report to ICH. Everything is over. So you don't have to worry when you transfer a unit. You won't think twice when commercial asks us, can I transfer a unit to this carrier? If it's an IULD UG system user, then there is no question asked. They will straight away go and transfer the unit. But when it's a non-IULD UG system, we do think twice at least, because how do you get the units back? You need to have a separate follow process for the whole thing. So it does impact the commercial aspect of the business also.
Thank you very much for that. I think you just summed it up very well in that last couple of sentences. If you're in the community on the system, all of a sudden it all gets very, very simple. So with that, thank you very, very much, Manoj, for these valuable thoughts, and we'll wrap it up at that. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Bob. Thank you very much. And thank you for all the great work you're doing in the industry, Bob. Thank you so much.
Thank you.